Hello, everybody. My name is Dean of the InkGuild, and I'm joined tonight by Alex and Gabe for a special. I don't know what the fuck this is. All right, so the first one we have is a soulmate AU. It's alternate universe. It's alternate universe, right?
Yes, that's what AU stands for.
Duh.
I don't read a lot of fanfic, so explain to me what is a soulmate AU?
So soulmate AU is basically like you take usually the characters, sometimes the story of the source material, and you put it in a different world where there's soulmates. They're like super common. There's different versions of them. There's like soulmate marks, or they might have like matching marks somewhere on their skin, or maybe they can like write a message on their skin that appears on their soulmate skin. There's like the red thread of fate type it's like there's a ton of them. I personally really like them.
I really like soulmate AUs too, yeah. For our first trope, we can put it like in it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we're missing like a tier between iconic and okay. Like I feel like I would want like a tier in between there that's like, because I feel like
are we already adding in an extra tier? Pretty good.
Exclamation point. Thank you.
All right. Office
You're
AU.
pretty good.
Oh my god. Okay, Office AU. That sounds boring as shit.
Is this like it takes a fiction and it sets it in Dunder Mifflin? Is that what I'm to take from this?
I don't know. I think it's just like taking like your fictional characters and then putting them in an office, and that sounds boring as shit.
They can be well done, but usually I would put that in more like if there isn't anything else to read.
Yeah,
I would say baseline. That's a if there's anything else to read. But if it's like if I'm right, and if Office AU refers to taking a fictional universe of characters and setting them in Dunder Mifflin, then that's an absolutely not for me. Keep it away from me.
Last time we were just playing around with tier lists, I found out through Alex what OBO is.
ABO?
OBO, what am I talking about?
Sometimes it involves werewolves, sometimes it doesn't. Generally, they take place in like a society where there are men that can get pregnant, not like trans men, like cis men that are capable of getting pregnant. And like society is divided into alphas, who are the men that do the impregnating, and then the omegas, who are the ones that get impregnated.
I have questions. How does that work?
Let's just put in absolutely not.
Yeah, that's where I would put it. Again, if you're into it, you do you, have fun with it. It's not for me.
Yeah, I think penile birth does not sound like a pleasant time for me.
That's not how it works.
Is it actual penile birth? Oh my god.
Well, there's probably some, but that's not how most of them work. Usually they end up with like a type of like intersex like anatomy.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Mafia AU.
I personally would put that in. I don't mind. They're not like the ones that I go out of my way to read. But
I love the Mafia, but it's just like, what is this in the context of fan fiction though?
It's usually like they like split the characters into like different parts of the Mafia. Sometimes they'll have like there's one particular like Yuri on Ice fan comic I'm thinking of. This is really random and I don't know, but there's like where Victor is like a mafia boss and Yuri's like a police officer, and then they end up falling in love anyway.
God.
And then there's all this like conflict about, oh, do I tell him I'm a mafia boss that he's hunting? Like it's that kind of stuff.
You know what? I'm into it. It's like
they're fun. They're fun if they're well done.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in okay.
Yeah, that's where I'd put them, because there's always some that take things too far and go into like weird kidnapping and abusive stuff, and they like romanticize it, and that always ichs me. So
that's fair.
Hey, Naruto, what you doing? What you doing with that Sharingan on my fucking dwarf, huh? Huh, bud?
Anyway, escort AU. Now that could mean either That's either one of two things. It's either like get character from point A to point B, or it's like
I don't think it's that.
escort.
I don't think it's that.
It's,
I
it's
don't
an
think it's the first thing. I'm not shaming sex workers, but I am shaming pervy men who write about their favorite anime girl being a prostitute.
Oh, that's what I'm probably thinking of. Yeah, I'm not shaming sex workers, but like I'm shaming like people who people who like self-insert themselves into escort situations or like any kind of like situation like that. That's disgusting.
That's fair, especially
because stories about sex workers, like written by men, usually end up with the sex worker like falling in love with their John.
Oh,
that's not
God.
good.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hear you guys. I want to tell you that of all, I haven't read many of these ones, but of the ones I've read, they're not that.
Okay.
But they tend to be like the ones I've read tend to be between like actual canon characters. Again, I tend to avoid the fandoms that have like the waifu men in them anyway. But for me, I'd probably put that in if there isn't anything else to read.
Yeah, that's fair. Need to normalize sex work, and that starts with, or that can start with reading.
Mm-hmm.
All right, futuristic AU. I guess just like any story set in the future.
I've read some really, really, really good like sci-fi futuristic like AUs. But yeah, I feel like that's not one that I read a lot of. Maybe that's just because like the fandoms that I tend to be part of aren't really compatible, or like the fandom isn't like part of like the futuristic group, because I tend to read a lot of fantasy, and those people tend to be less interested in future stuff in my experiences.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I feel like that's where it can be the most interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it can be for sure. Like I've read some like sci-fi fan fictions that are better than published sci-fi stories. 100.
I feel like if you took like a fantasy story and like if you're a fan fiction writer and you wrote like a futuristic version of that fantasy story, like I feel like that would just be a fun writing exercise, like writing about like how characters would like interact and how their dynamics might change in like a more future-y setting. That just sounds fun.
Okay, so I guess we'll just is the consensus pretty good?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think there's a lot of good potential there.
Yeah. Demon AU.
I've read a lot of these recently.
I don't think is it just like literally one character is like succumbing to like demonic powers or something?
No, it's usually like they'll take one character and turn them into a demon. Or both of them, or like all of them. Like some of the characters go from human to demon is basically what it is. I want to say honestly, like the demon AUs and supernatural AUs tend to be very similar, at least in like the fandom that I'm most active in right now. They usually have a demon as part of the supernatural AU. I personally am a fan of both of them. I think they're really fun.
I'm not too familiar with either then, so I guess consensus is okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now this next one though, college and high school AUs are my shit. I love those so much.
I love them a lot.
God, there was a canceled TV show that I will never get over the fact that it was canceled. It's called Gotham High.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds so cool.
I'm sure you get. I'm gonna try to find like some of the concept art for it, because I remember every time I look at the concept art for the canceled Gotham High cartoon, I get extremely upset that it never came to fruition.
Oh my god!
So it just looks like.
Oh my god!
It just looks like so much fun.
This literally looks like amazing. I don't know. There's just something so entertaining about taking, especially like if you're into like the like high fantasy or like the sci-fi or like the supernatural type characters, and then you just like put them in like a high school or like a college, and it's just like normal as hell. There's just something so amazing about it. I love it.
I love that shit so much. Like I think a couple examples for me is like I think Attack on Titan had a high school AU.
I remember seeing those every time I went to chapters.
Yeah. I think Iran High School Host Club literally is just a high school AU. It's not anime, but one of my favorite content houses right now, Offline TV, they had like they play into like, you know, them being like kind of like a high school thing, or like one of their series in the past was like I think Offline TV High or something, and it's just, you know, them bringing in a guest, and it's all like, you know, they've all got like school outfits and stuff. It's really funny. So
yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm a fan.
I'm a huge fan. I'm saying it's pretty
Can we get a quick shout out to Clone High in this chat?
A royalty AU.
They can be well done. Sometimes they're weird. It's especially weird when they like take characters from like very non-European settings and then try and put them in like a European royalty. And that always kind of bothers me a little bit, but I mean, I'm a fan of royalty stuff.
All right. Abduction AU.
Absolutely not.
No.
Mm-mm.
Goodbye. No, thank you.
All right. Canon Universe.
I'd say I would put that in pretty good.
What is Canon Universe anyway? Is it just like writing within the canon?
Yeah, that's just like, instead of putting it in an alternate universe, it's just in the universe that it actually takes place in.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm putting that in pretty good. Bodyguard AU.
I'm a fan. They're really good for like sexual tension and stuff. There's the whole like this person is willing to like lay down their life for the other person, which, you know, is not actually healthy in real relationships, but it's really fun to read about in fan fiction. And then the person who's being guarded is like, no, I don't want you to die, but they can't really like talk about their feelings because of their positions. And so it's like, if you like a little bit of angst in your fan fiction, then that's usually a pretty good one.
Pro tip for anyone who works in like security details: if anyone ever offers you a job to be a queen's guard, that just means the queen is going to peg you, okay?
That is, don't listen to me. This is fan fiction. This is not real. I would put that in okay, I think, yeah.
And I kind of wanted to bump it up to pretty good because of pegging.
I mean, go for it. Do it. I dare you.
Oh, there. All right. Neighbors AU.
Is this sort of reminds me of the Office one? Is this just like a very casual AU where they're just like,
yeah, they wake up like, yeah, they've got like houses on a block or something. Yeah, they've got like houses on in the suburbs or something, and they're like, can you imagine like the villain is waking up in the morning and suddenly like the protagonist walks up to the door and is like, hey, do you have a cup of sugar?
Usually,
Cloud, I'm hosting a barbecue for the 4th of July this weekend. Please come.
Usually the way I see them done is like a person lives in like an apartment, someone new moves in like across the hall or something. There's a little bit of tension there because like maybe the new person's really loud or something. And then they get to know each other.
Like that could be really cute.
They're honestly really cute. I'm a fan.
I was going to be against it because it reminded me of the Office thing, but now that I've had the idea of Sephiroth inviting Cloud to his barbecue, I'm with you guys on this one. This is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Body swap AU.
Okay. Do I need to explain this one?
No. Freaky Friday?
No. Freaky Friday.
Yes, but usually not with like parent-child relationships.
No, but like the concept. Like,
yeah, I'd imagine
people get their brains swapped.
Yeah, they're fun. I'm a fan of these ones. I've read a lot of really good ones.
I'm a fan of this. I'm just a fan of this concept. Yeah, I body swaps. That's a trope that I can always get behind.
I agree. Hogwarts AU.
Yeah. I'll admit I'm also a fan of these.
I'm kind of over it, honestly. Like
I get that. I do.
Like it's fun determining like, you know, which Hogwarts house you're in, but like I don't want to write or like for my character, like I don't want to write in Porter as like, oh yeah, she's definitely like I don't want to write her like becoming a Gryffindor.
Yeah, that's fair. I would put it in like I don't mind, but if you guys want to knock it down, I wouldn't say anything.
I probably like personally, I think from the stuff that I've read and I guess just how lately I've been kind of viewing Harry Potter as a whole, I think, yeah, I'd probably just put it in okay. Okay.
Oh.
No.
Is that song copyrighted? It can't be, right? It's like what is that word? When something is not copyrighted anymore? Public domain? It has to
Is
be.
the SpongeBob song public domain?
Google.
Pirates are from the 1800s, right? Or the 60s. I've just said one like wrong
They're
thing
from
after another.
All time.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess pirates never stopped.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Are we actually good to start now?
Fuck you.
All right.
Yes, Dad. Jesus.
Don't give me that. All right.
Give you Jesus?
Oh my god.
Hey guys, welcome to the InkGuild podcast with your host.
Oh shit.